Hello, hello, my beautiful people. Is Adriana here, Body, Mind, and Soul Providers. We are here back on our beautiful connection circle, like every other Sunday. It's my pleasure and honor to have my beautiful co-host Michelle and Lorna here. We are here back live. If you're watching this live, say hello, say hello. If you're watching this replay, also say hello. Let us know where you're tuning from. And also, we'll love to connect with all the beautiful ladies we have today here. And we're looking forward to hear from everybody. So as we always do, first round, if you hear some chirping of birds, I'm not at my house, I'm a friend's house, and the birds are apparently want to talk too. So
It's perfect.
you might hear birds singing. And we
like Snow White
yes.
over there.
Yeah, you guys can hear them?
I
No.
can't. No.
Okay, that's good. But I hear them. They very
Nice.
noisy today. So we're gonna do a quick round. We're gonna in a couple of seconds say hello, who you are, your name, your title, and what are you tuning from, and then we're gonna pass it on to our second round with Lorna. So let's start with Andrea.
Hi, I'm Andrea, the Magnetic Mompreneur. I am a home birthing, unschooling mompreneur of 4 from Pennsylvania. I specialize in, my business is Making the Shift, quantum manifestation, spiritual mindset, and holistic wellness. I'm a certified magnetic mind coach, among many other things that I've done along the last 5 years.
That's awesome. Awesome. Looking forward to hear more of that. And we all about the moms, the super powerful moms, superheroes
and
moms.
I'm sorry, I missed where you were from in the world.
Pennsylvania.
Ah, gotcha. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Let's go to Marissa.
Hi, everyone. I am Marissa Yubas, and I am an LMFT and coach at Thriving Mind Coaching, and I am in Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's amazing. Awesome. Awesome. We all over the world. Michelle.
Well, I'm Michelle Boshard. I call myself the natural entrepreneur. I'm a digital doula, a mission technician, and I live on the west coast of Canada, on the island on the far left, Vancouver Island.
Awesome. And Lorna.
I'm Lorna Gale, and I'm here also in British Columbia, in western side of Canada. And titles that I'm currently using, I'm a teacher, I'm an award-winning speaker, a sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life, and an intuitive energy healer.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you for joining, even if you're in transit, you're doing it. So thank you for being with
Adriana. We want to know your location.
Yes,
as well.
and for me, you're truly is Adriana Di Marvel. I am currently in Calgary because I'm in transit to I'm at some friends, and then by leave actually in Edmonton. And I was called a brain mechanic, and also I'm a transformational speaker. So we'll hear more about that a little bit later. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today and taking your beautiful time, especially in these busy, crazy times of holidays, to be here with us. It's our honor and pleasure and privilege to have you here. So we'll pass it on to Lorna. She's going to take us on the round 2.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm excited to dive in and to hear more about each of you. So the way we're going to do this is the 5 minutes, and Adriana will have the timer, so you'll get to watch that. So you don't have to be watching anything, just sort of be attuned to that and just really sink into. So the first thing we want to invite is that we put away our scripts, anything that might be there, and just really listen. One of the things I know from myself, I found that sometimes if I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? That I really miss what is being shared. And so the whole idea of connection just kind of goes out the window. So just that idea of putting things down and just hear and listen, even beyond the words, as I know each of you does. And then the second thing is we want to, in this connection circle, instead of it just we're sort of being these independent pieces of, okay, here's these, join the dots to make a circle, is we're weaving the circle together in connection. And the way that we do that is, one of the ways we do that is that the first person that shares will share, just sink into it and share. And I will give you, there's 3 different questions that I'll go through in just a moment. Well, I'll do them now so you can let them sink in a bit. The first one is you're going to share What are your gifts? Not the freebies that we talk about in the whole entrepreneurial world, not that. The gift of you. What is the gift of you? What are the gifts that you bring, your superpowers, the gifts that you bring to the world? The second one is, who do you share your work with, your gifts with, and how? So that's the second one, sort of a two-part. And the third one is, why? You can mix those up, do them in whatever order you want to. It's really up to you. So the way we're going to do that in your sharing of that, the first person who's going to share, and it's going to be Andrea. I'm going to, as I'm feeling called to have Andrea be our first one to start, is you'll say that, and then it's going to go to, and I'm just feeling right now, it feels to speak the weave right now. I've never done this before, but from Andrea to Adriana, Michelle, Marissa, and then to me. And then Andrea, because you started, you're going to sort of wrap it up, and this is how we do it. Andrea is going to share something, and when it's Adriana's turn, Adriana is going to pick something, a thread of something that Andrea shared, something that resonated, something that, oh, I hear you, or I've done that too. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just speak to it briefly, however your heart calls, and then go into your own, the rest of your 5 minutes and share. And again, I'll review those 3 questions for you. And then it'll be the same way when Adriana shares, and it'll go into Michelle, and we'll weave it. We weave the circle. Andrea, because you're starting, and I'll be the last one, then you're going to pick up a thread from something that I've shared, and that creates the weaving of our circle together today. Okay. So, Adriana, have you got your timer ready to go? Okay, I'm going to, before you put that on, I'll review the questions one more time, and they are in the chat, so you can refer to them. So, Andrea, we look forward to hearing about your gifts, who you share with, and how, and then your why.
Okay. Well, thank you for opening up this space. I feel the emotion. I feel like I want to cry for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like a lot of emotion right now. But just so thank you. My gifts. First, when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, man, like, what are my gifts? I don't know. Like, I know I have so many. I'm strong. I'm resilient. I'm consistent. I have a gift of truth. You can see here. I had a dream one time, actually. I saw this Pegasus jump through the 7 chakras in the sky, and it was interpreted to mean success, inner peace, and freedom. And then I was told that I have a Pegasus guide, and Pegasus is the bringer of truth. And so I serve spiritual entrepreneurs, and I believe that part of my gift is channeling and speaking universal absolute truth. And I do what I do because I'm here to shift the consciousness of humanity. And it's my mission and my purpose to bring this truth to the world, that we're all powerful creators. We get to choose what we create. We're not broken. We don't need to be fixed. And that's the whole premise of like the magnetic mind method. And I've been in January 2020. Well, let's see, November 2017, I really got into wellness through an online wellness company, ditch toxins from my home. So now I help people with that as well. But that really got me into personal development. I didn't know anything about mindset, limiting beliefs before then. And then a couple of years in, January 2020, 5 years ago next month, I decided Chinese bamboo. Are you familiar with Chinese bamboo? Breaks through the ground after 5 years. The analogy, it takes 5 years to grow underground. You have to take care of it or it dies. After 5 years, it breaks through and shoots up over 90 feet. So next month is 5 years. I've been studying mindset and spirituality ever since. I decided I wanted to become a coach, not for the money. I didn't know coaching is the second fastest growing industry in the world next to technology, right? So coaching online is like huge right now. I didn't know that. I did it because I wanted to have tools to help more people affordably with mindset, to be able to grow the business, to create freedom. And I've studied the Akashic records and NLP and EFT and time techniques and hypnotherapy and life and success coaching and transformational coaching and Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton and Greg Braden. And I got into neuroplasticity, and then it led me to the magnetic mind method, lo and behold, because your mind's a magnet. And I got into the work with the magnetic mind method is neuroscience, epigenetics, quantum physics, alongside spiritual concepts of alchemy, universal law, hermetic principles. And I'm also right now a student at MIU for consciousness and human potential, because I kept seeing it on Facebook and I felt called to it. And so I'm doing that right now. I'm in my second year. And this is my mission and my purpose, to shift the consciousness of humanity. And my conscious mind is still like trying to catch up. I say, holy shift. I look back and I'm like, oh my God, like what is, and everything shifts. Like we're shifting paradigms, we're shifting our mindset, we're shifting everything, we're shifting the world. And I do what I do because I'm passionate about it. I've always been big on follow your passion to find your purpose. And that has led me. So now I combine the wellness products with therapeutic molecular hydrogen infused with frequencies and the state-of-the-art magnetic mind coaching to help people ditch toxins from their home, mind, body, and spirit. And let's see. Yeah. How much more time do I have? I can keep going, of course. So I just do what I do because I'm passionate about it. I love it. I have 4 kids and I want to create a new earth for them. This is one of them. I have 2 home births, 2 of my 4 kids. That's a huge part of my story, which is going to be in my new upcoming book, June 2025. I have a book coming out, Dumbed Down, Drugged Up, and Disempowered, Awakening and Making the Shift into the New Earth. I actually became an international Amazon bestselling author in January 2023 with an anthology. Like Marissa was saying, I have a chapter in here. It's called, the book is titled Dream Big, Do Bigger, Build a Bridge Between Your Dreams and Reality. And my chapter is called Holy Shift, I Am the Bridge, because I'm the bridge between my dreams and reality. I'm the missing link. We're the link between the spiritual and the physical. We bring things into physical manifestation. And this is my message to the world. And I want, I want others to get it, but it's about really boils down, to me. I need to understand this. I'm creating it. And then I want to help guide others to create a life that they love as well and live their true nature and purpose. And I'm a nursing mom too.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Your passion is alive and well. It just comes through. It's just really beautiful, Andrea. Thank you for that. And I love that you're a nursing mom. That's beautiful. If you can share, how do you, when you're working with people, do you work with individuals, and in what format? How do you offer and share your gifts?
Okay. The main thing right now is just being a busy mom. My kids, I'm with them all day and everything. So I do a weekly coaching and accountability call. Basically help people get clear on a vision. What do you want to create? Teaching them the basics of the magnetic mind method, planning out your week and the steps that you're going to take and the accountability piece. And I walk them through the superconscious transformation recode to rewire the limiting beliefs, recode the DNA, remove what's in the way, break generational curses, align everything energetically and all the things so they can go out and take the aligned actions and make their dreams reality. So weekly coaching and accountability call on Sundays. Actually, it's Sunday evenings.
Okay. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you, Andrea. It's beautiful. Wow. All right. Adriana, it gets to be your turn now, please.
What do I say after that? Really? I don't have to say anything because she said everything for me. That's amazing. I am so thrilled to have you here. And before I start, I will put my timer on. But before I start, I want to honor you, Andrea, because people like you, humans and beautiful souls like you, that they step into their purpose and raise children in that way, that is already you impacting the world. Like your work, it's already done by doing that, by you doing the work with you. And when I see parents that working on themselves so they can raise, not just so, but to raise beautiful children and beautiful humans in this world, like I get so emotional and so pumped and so like hope is there for this humanity. So I really, really want to say thank you for all the work you do with yourself and with your beautiful children. So, and so many things I could touch with what Andrea said. That I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna quote you everywhere. Holy shift. I'm gonna quote you on that. Like holy shift. Yes, we are. One thing that stood up for me from all the things that kind of like I didn't just heard you, but I felt you too. We are not broken. This is something that I grew up with, being taught and learned that I was broken. I came from a patriarchal culture in Romania, grew up in Romania, where men is above woman, being indoctrinated in the woman has to be in certain way and man has to be in certain way, and that's your spot and you cannot put you in a box, and that's it. And never knew I have a voice, never knew I had a story, never knew I have an opinion, and never thought in my all these years that I have a choice, that I can choose to live different, to believe different, to think different, to act different. So when I moved out from Romania and I start traveling through the world, I start seeing that there are people that are living their life different. And then I start asking myself, it is true what I have learned? Is that the ultimate truth or is not? And I learned that everything was a lie. And I learned also that I can create my own truth. Yes, they are the universal truths that, you know, gravity is going to hit you, doesn't matter how much you want to fight it or things like that. The sun is always going to come up, but everything else is just a perspective, and it's my choice to change my perspective. And my gift came from my mess that I transformed it into my mastery. When I was able to start working with myself, like Andrea said, you name it, I did it, so many things: family constellation, IFS, EMDR, hypnosis, all of the things I could do, work on myself, NLP, and so many other things. And then as I accumulated this knowledge and experience and expertise for myself and for my own soul, and as I start detaching myself of what I have thought or what I have knew, I think is in our human nature to start sharing it. It's just, for me, it's so normal to just want to share it with people. So I start sharing it, and I realized that I love speaking. Speaking is something that is part of my being, or who I am. And I start speaking to different places. I do coaching one-on-one, most of it, because that connection, that rapport that is built between you and another person, to gain their trust, for them to open up. And also I'm having group calls and other things that in any shape or form I can share my message, or whatever the universe wants to share through me. That's why I allow myself to be an open channel. And why is because I believe that we don't need to suffer. We need pain because we need to grow, but we don't have to suffer. And more we become aware and awaken and conscious of who we truly are, and that we every single day and every single moment of our life we have a choice, then we are free. Freedom comes from that. But most of us, we don't realize that we're not free. We are bound to emotional baggages that we grab from trauma, trauma that we gain from our childhood, and trauma that was passed on from our generational trauma from our parents and grandparents and so on. And my goal is to show people that they always have a choice, but they have to look it within. It was a story that they say that God was talking with someone, a Peter or someone, and he said, where are we gonna hide the essence of a human and all the truth and all the goodness in? And God said, I'm gonna hide it in them, because they're never gonna look in there. So that's why my goal is to help people to turn back and look at themselves. Thank you.
Woohoo. Awesome. It's amazing how we can pack, how much can be put into sort of the universe in a grain of sand, is how much can be shared in these 5 minutes. And it's beyond the words. It's the energy that's being shared and transmitted. And so thank you, Adriana, for that. Michelle, let's hear your thread and then what you will share of your 3 questions, please.
Oh, I think the way that Adriana resonates for me most is just her energy and her warrior spirit, and just her clarity, and having, you know, experienced her services before. I don't mind saying she is an expert at reaching in very just like doop, 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 and you're done. Like it's so effective, and I just really appreciate how clear she is on how to move people along that path. And it's just such an honor to be here with her and with Lorna, and the two of them keep me straight, because I I go all over the place. Sometimes I weeble and wobble and yeah, they just really keep me grounded and sane and moving. And so what I do though is I call myself the natural entrepreneur. I guess why I'm here on the planet is to eliminate caregiver burnout for parents of complex needs, special needs kids like my family. And also I have a second one, which is ecological restoration. So how does that connect with what I do? My journey with my son who has autism is nonverbal, self-injurious, and violent. And my daughter who's 16 going on 31 and has had her own journey with our families up and down and navigating services for her brother. We've gone a lot of places, but as we've supported him in his journey, we just really had an experience, a series of many experiences that underline the importance of rest and respite and reflection and the ability to balance body, mind, and soul under extreme circumstances. And so that is a very deep passion within me, to the point where in COVID, when I had to shut down the care business I developed for his services, and that I had a team serving other families, I wanted to keep serving and figuring out how. And I went, as we all did in digital and COVID, and I did a lot of the things Andrea was talking about. I felt like it was the Matrix. Oh, no kung fu. Like the programs got loaded, and what I found myself doing was coaching, like learning all of the digital marketing. And the reason why I had done that was because the brick and mortar business was great for kids, great for parents, great for the workers, but it wasn't breaking even as a business, and the government and the insurance companies weren't coming to save us. And so I saw on TikTok this kid with gold teeth and a Lamborghini, and I thought, there is money in their interwebs, and we need to bring it straight to the families. So what I wanted to do was use my online offer crafting coaching and digital marketing, and now since then my tech expertise on building websites, landing funnels, subscription communities, affiliate programs, VA marketing services, all of those things. As I provide and uplift and support people in delivering their soul's purpose, the revenues from that my plan is, and the way it's working is that supports respite and homeschool delivery for families like mine. So I'm a social purpose entrepreneur, and the disability world is one of my purposes, and the environmental world is another. And so I have been working with a group of amazing Indigenous folks around BC who are working on salmon recovery, and that's another focus for my interest in developing social purpose. So as I work through these things, and I love to listen to people, and so how I feel like I'm a biologist by formal training, so that's why the ecological services, and my mom was a nature artist, and she always kind of like taught me the importance of it. I love to be out in nature, and I really feel like business is an ecosystem, and humans have been extracted from the natural ecosystem and created these business monocultures that are not biodiverse. And so me bringing back or helping people express their businesses, their true soul's purpose, and expanding and promoting them through enabling their online presence and technology, and making things easier for them so they don't have to focus on all the stupid stuff when they really just need to be out there teaching and giving and serving. Then as I do that, I fulfill my natural purpose. So I call myself the natural entrepreneur, because I feel like business is an ecosystem that's being populated well by people who are naturally do business according to their lives. It has to be naturally built around their personal circumstances, and it has to feel good. So I love to very carefully listen to people, craft their online offer ecosystem with them, and build out the tech to be able to support.
Yeah, So amazing. Thank you. And today, as you shared, Michelle, there was the whole natural ecosystem just really came alive in ways that you haven't shared before. Somehow it was just very dynamic. And so thank you for sharing that. All right, Marissa. So welcome to you as well. And look forward to hearing you share whatever thread you found to speak to in what Michelle shared. And then it's on to you, please. Thank you.
Wonderful. Michelle, I love the work that you're doing in terms of caregiver burnout, because I'm the stepmom of a 6-year-old with autism. And it's mind-blowing to me that his mom has him and 3 other kids, teenagers, and then my stepson who's 9. And I can't even imagine what she goes through on a daily basis, just based on the number of hours that he's here with us and the things that we go through in a much shorter time period. And I think that it doesn't really matter the time spent with somebody who is struggling to that extent. I think it's about the intensity of those struggles. And I'm somebody with I have autoimmune diseases, multiple, and looking back at my mom and seeing in hindsight her stress, her fear, her bending over backwards, taking me to doctors and being in the hospital and doing test after test and taking me for lab work every few weeks and talking to the doctors and communicating with everybody, plus having other children. And then my dad died when I was 9. So then she had me, 2 other kids, and herself working full time, back to school, everything. And it's given me a lot more knowledge and compassion for those in the caregiving role. So that made a really big impact on me from hearing that there are people out there who are specializing in helping caregivers. My husband's a nurse. We see it all the time. This caregiver burnout, especially in nurses and in the medical field. So moving on. So I also, like Andrea, was like, what are my gifts, right? And I realized, for me, I've struggled for decades with a variety of issues, from the death of my dad to active addiction to my physical health, right? And so much in between. My life has been trauma and grief and pain. And I've learned that so much of it is mindset and perspective. So I've taken all of my experiences personally, my experience in addiction recovery, my formal education and clinical experience as a licensed therapist, and I've combined it, I've honed it down to what seems to be the most effective ways to create meaningful, lasting change in our lives from the inside. And in order to do this, I work with individuals as a coach who are looking for a way out of their current lives. And I don't mean as an escape. I mean for people who say, I want a different life, and I know that if I make changes, I can do it. And I believe in everybody that I work with because I've done it too. I've completely changed my life around by adapting my mindset and perspective and being really honest with myself and dealing with those core beliefs and learning my values. And the way I work is I work telehealth, 1 hour a week per client, plus I offer texting support Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to help with that daily accountability, to help with reminders of, hey, you say that you're going to go see your mom later today and you're stressed about it. Well, let's cope ahead, right? And by building these habits in daily life, we can create a fulfilling life where we are content and serene, so that no matter what is happening around us, we are centered within us.
Ah. Passion seems to be very much a theme today with each person sharing. Thank you so much, Marissa. The thread that many threads, as Adriana mentioned, as she followed Andrea, there were many threads in there that I could do, the mom, the inside out piece of things. The one I'm going to pick up on is that of perspective, is how much of a shift in perspective can make a whole shift in experience. And yeah, that really resonates very much. So I would say that yeah, that's perhaps one of my superpowers, or one of my gifts, is providing perspective, or giving a different perspective. So thank you for all that you shared. I would say that how that shows up, how does that show up? For me, it's three different things: mirrors, movies, and merry-go-rounds. And how that shows up is, and I'll just briefly touch on it, because how is that related to sex and spirit? That mirrors is looking at what we see as around us, not the reality around, but how does that reflect what is happening within us, and then rather than it being real around us, perhaps. The movies is I look at as a former school teacher, and then teaching energy work, and now as a teacher of sexual erotic realm of things and the spirituality, is the aspect of looking at things from the story model of things, of everything that's come before plays its perfect role, and those things that seem the villains and the travesties were those places where we hid the gold of who we are, the truth of who we are as divine beings in this beautiful human experience that is by divine design, structured just perfectly as it is unfolding. And then the merry-go-round is, I remember as a child going on the playground, and there was the merry-go-round that would spin, and we would get it going as fast as we could, and we try to jump on and try to jump off, and bumps and bruises and laughter and tears, and it was just this thrill. And there were times when I would go and I would sit in the center of the hub, and no matter how fast or slow the merry-go-round was spinning, there was just this sense of peacefulness. I could watch and see what was going on, and there was the perspective that I didn't have when I was in the midst of the spinning part and out there. And so to be able to be in that place of just in that inner place. And so it's bringing people back into that inner place of the activity that's happening around, just kind of like come into this moment and feel everything that's here in this moment, and living from the inside out. And almost 12 years ago, when I was doing some stream of consciousness writing, what came to me was like, what's my purpose? What's my life? What is my life purpose supposed to be? And it was empowering women and training men. And at that time, as a somatic sexologist, it just became okay there. Also, what I had as a part of my midlife spiritual awakening, it had also been that of several years of being a pro-dom. And in my work as a femdom, and having male submissives come to me, I realized that that's actually one of my healing gifts, to be able to support men and be able to feel the things that they haven't been able to feel physically and emotionally. Empowering women to really step into their power, their sexuality, and their leadership. And then interestingly, how things have continued to unfold is seeing that it's not the duality of female and male, or the duality and separation of his human and spirit, but it's about bringing all of that together into one, where it's not male and female, it's feminine, masculine. Oh, it's all right here. So is our spirituality all within. So I work with individuals, couples, retreats, one-on-one. I'm getting ready to launch a group program that is based on, the first thing I'm doing is a 5-week program on consent, really about what is consent. It's not even consent, but what does the feeling from which consent is expressed, to be able to support people of that inner compass within. That's the foundation of my program that I'm doing, my 3-6-9-month program that I do for women, to really reclaim their power, their sexuality, and their leadership, and their divinity, to really step into who we are as spiritual beings. And I remember when I was in Australia 12 years ago for my sexological bodywork training, and at the end of it, it was, why? And it's all for the children in all of us, the children in our homes, so we can all live in peace and harmony in the truth of who we fully are. There we go. All right. So, so good to be here with each of you. Marissa, thank you for who you are and what you bring to the world. Andrea, thank you for who you are and all that you are and bring to the world. And Adriana as well, who you are, and Michelle. What we're going to do is Adriana, or yeah, pardon me. Andrea, if you could go ahead and pick up a thread of just speak to something that resonated from what I shared. And after you shared that, then Michelle will take us into our third round of questions.
A common thread was the whole it's all within, be the change, right? You know, transformation happens within. That's why it's been my personal mission to transform the world one person at a time. And I started with myself. But I really love that Mira's movies merry-go-round that you shared. The merry-go-round part and going to the center, because as a student at MIU, I had to learn transcendental meditation, you know, and that's all about going to the center, be still and know, and transcending to the depths of the ocean where peace and stillness naturally exist. It's a place like nobody thinks go to the center of the merry-go-round, you know, and then you can see from a higher perspective and you can watch everything and it's calmer. Nobody knows that it exists within us. So that's what resonated with me, you know, at teaching people to do that, to go within, to find that it's naturally exists within each and every one of us. And that's what's going on in the world. We're so focused on the material, the outside of the ocean, the waves, or the merry-go-round, and we're being thrown all over the place. Go to the center, go within.
Thank you. All right, Michelle, over to you, please.
All right. I am really just kind of blown away and energized by today's session. I feel like it was perfect. You know, we had other people who were supposed to be here, but the universe unfolds as it should, and this was just killer. But I wanted to know how each of you felt about it in a word, if you can. So share a word about how you about the session today, and I could say why, but yeah, just let's maybe start where we did. Who do we start? I think we started with Marissa. So Marissa, oh no, we started with Andrea. So Andrea, maybe can you share a word about your experience today?
There's so many words. Like joy keeps popping into my head. Joy. Just because I get to speak about what I love and be surrounded by people who get it. So joy, happiness.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. It was a joy having you and a joy experiencing your energy. And yeah, we're really lucky that you're here in our community now. You can be a resource for people. We love to connect people with their perfect clients. So hopefully you'll live long and prosper here in the group. So let's try Marissa next. Marissa, what was your word for the day? How did this go for you?
My word is possibility. And I chose that word because what this session has continued my belief in is that anything is possible for anyone.
Mm.
And whatever we're looking for, we can find help in, and we can do what we feel has been impossible for us. And here we are showing through our own lives and the hundreds and maybe even thousands of people we've already helped as a group that the life you seek is possible.
Yes, yes. Okay, cool. Mic drop. All right, thank you so much for being here and for sharing the gifts that is you. And yeah, blessings to your entire family, and thank you for sharing about your special one. Adriana, what is your word for today?
For me, as I was thinking, and it came up the word alignment, because when you align with your purpose, who you are, who you truly are, the essence of who you are, and the passion and the joy and everything inside of you, it's just everything just unfolded, and life is felt and lives through you. So I'm excited to be part of and meet beautiful souls that they are aligned with themselves, and now they are raising beautiful children to align themselves with the whole world. So I'm excited, and it's really, I'm so like, when I see people like Andrea said, people that get me and listen and understand me, I'm like, finally.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being your beautiful, amazing self and your incredible journey. I just, every time you tell your story about the transformation that you've been through in your life, and I think of you up there on the stages speaking, and I'm just like, whoo, chills. People are gonna get it. So thank you for being you. Lorna, what was your word today?
The word that comes is alive, and really seems to be, it speaks to the life that is living through here. And even today, it's how many times I've stumbled over trying to even call names, and it's about the energy. It's about letting go of the words, it's the labels. It's just tapping into the energy that is alive in and through each of us and all of us, that is alive here right now.
Damn. Thank you. Oh, so good today. My goodness. I feel like my word would be quantum. And I feel like I've been for a while now looking at the Neville Goddard sort of passages, yeah. And that whole concept that everything already exists, and that we just call it from the unseen into the seen, by our heart's manifestation. So as we proceed along our heart's desires, we're calling into reality the things that we're meant to do, and that we choose our experiences here, on as curriculum on planet Earth School, and that we're growing and learning and sharing. And I'm just so grateful for each of you coming to share today. And it's a special day today too, because Adriana and Lorna and I have been cooking up some good stuff. And we have been, we created the space to really help people connect, well, obviously their body, mind, and souls, but then also as providers, connect people who need help with people who want help and can give help, and, that exchange piece. And as we kind of sat with it and learned, we also want to kind of like, lift these people up, elevate that community, create value to the people in that community. Also kind of like recreate the old-timey kind of mom and pop kind of referral fee kind of authentic connection in business, that is one of the things that chambers of commerce, or that sort of thing, the digital version of a chamber of commerce kind of thing, where we could say, oh yeah, Marissa's got this, and Andrea's got that, Adriana does this and Lorna does that, and oh, you know, and we're weaving and networking those pieces, and that's why I feel we have leaned into doing the weaving when we do these connection circles, because that's the piece where we connect to each other and we can support each other, and that's the shift in the business ecosystem. That's the shift in bringing the change and the way that things happen and rebalancing the masculine and feminine and spirit and body, and how we can change our world and bring all of that into reality. So as we've sat in and, you know, sort of sunk into that, like, okay, well, how can we support wellness providers that are in our space? And we decided that, and I have a bit of a tech geek kind of bent to me, so we decided that we were going to develop a support system. We do want to promote this group and make it a place where we attract people who are looking for the quality providers that you guys are. But then we also want to support the providers in focusing in on what their business is, and frequently, and my journey with online offer coaching and tech creation is that, you know, when you go to share your gifts, there's all these mechanics and administrative structures and scaffolding stuff that isn't the gift that you have to do to give your gift, and sometimes those things, you know, outweigh you, and so we wanted to kind of like try and support and assist by providing some of the things that maybe we've heard trends on that, you know, are a little harder for people, like how to sell without being slimy, how to you know do the tech stuff, how to, you know, other business supports, how to be more visible, how to just like get out there more, how to get things, you know, going. So we have built an augmented community that we're launching today, so you guys are the first to hear about the whole thing, and it's so exciting. But basically we wanted to accomplish a sort of like five or so main purposes. It's you know, obviously content and membership. Just, you know, the library of recordings and all of the events that we're going to be doing, and you know, letting people know, like the insider scoop kind of stuff, but really also visibility and promotion of your specific wellness product, having known and connected and understood who you are and what you do, with, you know, increasing, you know, posting privileges to the group as the group goes, creating a storefront, creating, you know, promoting you in the main group, offering you launch events to after you put your product and service in the store, you know, promote it and do a masterclass, promoting you through a newsletter. And then we thought, well, that's great, but show me the money. kind of like a real, like, you know, let's pay for the rest of it. Let's, you know, like do the things, let's help people. And so we've also created a monetization system where, as we support each other and we remember each other and we strengthen those connections, that as we refer to each other, we can automatically, you know, just make it really super easy to make that pass off, and to earn referrals fees that automatically pay out when you share another person's product in the storefront or service in the storefront, get discounts off of each other. We wanted to connect and collaborate people so that they can, you know, we've designed a service swap market to, you know, if you wanted to trade, you know, an hour of your time for an hour of Adriana's, or a time with me with the tech, or, you know, whatever, we can figure out how to do that. And so we've got a swap marketplace. We've got a form of need a guest channel. We've got pop-up conversations that we're going to bring you live in on, and to have chats to get your face out there. And then tools like those trainings, the how to do, you know, how to take your wellness business higher with service-oriented, respectful, and integrity-based best business practices. Tech trainings I'm going to be doing, business and marketing tech packages, mindset and leadership training. So we've crafted all of this, and we're doing an initial kickoff today. So we're just letting people know about this, that if they go between now and the end of December, because you're going to be coming to us at a very early stage, we want to thank you for that. And it's going to be a subscription at $17 a month for life. And in January, then it'll go up for the first 100 members to 27, and then after that it'll start at 37, and as we go up from there, it may increase, but we've had so much good feedback on how just even this free group portion that we're just going to keep growing and you know, promoting and helping people with their businesses through promoting them live. And so even if you don't go in the subscription community, we're happy to have you on again, each of you, both here, but also in a one-to-one interview. So we can deep dive a bit more into your services. So that's just another gift. It's no strings attached for us to you. So we wanted to just thank you for being here today, for spending your time right before the busy holiday season as moms, you know, to spend your time with us and yeah, experience that possibility, joy, alignment, aliveness, and quantum stuff that you did with us today. So did I miss anything, Lorna? How or Adriana?
No, I think that's just the like we talked about earlier, that ripple effect of, you know, this initial connection and then the one-on-one to continue to give you visibility, and if our membership community resonates with you, you know, to step into that, to let us play a role in being wind beneath your wings as you share your gifts. And but yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, and the ripples that happen out and around. But we will be tagging you in the post. Put your links into the comments below so that people know how to connect with you. If you've got your offers on the go, put those in the links below so that people can see what you're up and about, and websites, whatever links you want to put in there. So watch for the comments that you're tagged in underneath our video for here in the group. And we're so glad that you are here today. Just really, truly an honor to have you, to be witness to the power, the force that you are in this world, and the difference that you are making from the inside out. So thank you for being here with each one of us. So, yeah.
Yes, we are absolutely thrilled to have, like I said earlier, I repeat myself, to have beautiful souls that they step into alignment with who they are, and they're here to serve, because that's why we're all here. We're here to experience ourselves and then to serve and help others, so they don't have to go to the struggles and the sacrifices and the suffering that we've been through. We try to shorten up that time so people can actually live, not just exist. And our goal in Body, Mind, and Soul is this. This is one me and Michelle and Lorna, we talked about 2 years ago. We were thinking about, like, we need to create a group, or we want a necessary need, but we have the opportunity to create a group like a tribe. You know, back in the days when tribes were, they all come together. Everybody had their own gifts and they were good at something, and they were no money. They were swapping literally one thing for another, apples for pears, or like, you know, things, a service for another service. And everybody was, you know, if you are interested into horses, go to the guy there, he knows how to do. So that's why I think it's important to come back to that sense of humans, to help each other, to support each other, because we're not here to compete, because I can never compete with nobody, because nobody's like me. So that's why we're here, to help each other, to collaborate with each other, and come back to that unity of universe, one verse. We all come from one, and that's why we need to come back to help each other and put hands together and support into our creating a better world and life for us and for our mini-me's, for the future, for the future of our children and the world. So thank you so much for each one of you for coming here. You'll receive an email with where you're gonna have the link to the community if you're interested, and also for your booking your one-on-one interview. So if you have any questions, just you can reach to one of us, and we're more than happy to support you and help you. So big hugs to all of you. Thank you so much again. Have a beautiful Sunday, and thank you so much for everyone for watching. Please connect with these beautiful souls. Connect with them. We will love to see you again. And until then, enjoy your beautiful holidays. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.